Hi, hello, and welcome to day 5 from my different part of the studio. This is a Buddha corner. Me and my friend Buddha faithfully here practicing yoga every morning. But today I decided to film it here because there's not much wind. Anyway, so today we coming into onto my favorite topic of yoga, and then what yoga can do to support you and guide you in your detox cleanse process. You know, one of the often expressed belief that I came across throughout my 16 years of teaching, saying that yoga is just a form of exercise. You know, it's just a kind of workout. But having said that, actually now, um, I'm so pleased to notice that there to see different way of awareness in a mainstream yoga practice today about what actually yoga is and can do for your healing and your spiritual achievement and advancement. As a human being, your health, happiness, vitality depends on diet, exercise, mindset, and sleep. All of them need to work and run in a way that is serving the overall vitality of your body systems. Yoga is brilliant holistic scientific discipline that encompasses the whole of you at the same time, all of the time. Yoga is complete system of physical, mental, social, and spiritual development and practice. So, what is yoga actually? You know, how would you define yoga? In short, definition of yoga is union with one, and that one is a mind, body, and breath. If you practice yoga in its authenticity, you will merge the mind and the body and your breath as one. So you will look after yourself holistically, meaning looking after yourself as a whole and also wholly. Such a beautiful way to explain. As a whole and holy. Whole in terms of as one unit with all the vital components working simultaneously together, but also wholly, meaning that every part of your body system, mind and soul, is sacred and is as important as the other. Consciously serving all those health issues simultaneously. Otherwise, you're always just going to swing from one hot trend to another, actually not fixing anything at long run at all. So in a healing process is one step at a time, and you just keep moving as a whole. So don't wait for something to break in your body, but be proactive. Regularly check in with your body and fix any of the body system that needs your attention. Have a intention of being driven by vitalism, the vitality, instead of waiting for parts to break in your body. You heard it zillion times ago. Still, yes, prevention is better than a cure. You have to prevent it better than cure it. It's a better way of dealing with things anyway. But the whole purpose of yoga is to train you to be calm, collected, conscious human being, and fundamental purpose of yoga is to foster harmony in your body, mind, and environment. So let's address the yoga and detox in relation to the body first. So if it's three parts: body, mind, and breath. So let's do body first. Yoga asana is invented to keep your body healthy, supple, and vibrant. But yoga is it's not just exercise regime, It actually works on your physiology of your body too. Physiology is a part of biology that deals with the functions of your organs, tissues, and cells. In short, your body systems. And there are 11 organ systems in your body. It's a muscular, skeletal, nervous system, cardiovascular system, lymphatic system, respiratory, endocrine, urinary system, reproductive system, digestive system, and the one is also hair and skin. That's a separate system. Although all these 11 organs system has a unique function, each one also depends directly or indirectly onto the all others. As I keep saying, everything is connected. So when you do your asana practice, you stimulate all of them at once. And in relation to detox and healing, you can actually target the troublesome area with your yoga practice by putting together a sequence that will address your particular health concern, your particular health trouble. So for example, if you have a thyroid gland issue, there are postures that are stimulating that thyroid gland, and therefore with that massage effects of that thyroid gland, it helps to heal, quicker. You have it contributes to your healing, those postures. Or if you suffer with IBS troubles, there are beautiful postures you can do to stimulate the digestive system and get everything going again, bringing into balance everything that is in your digestive system. Or for example, if you have a frequent headaches, you want to do postures that will open circulation and bring oxygen to the brain. So your yoga physical practice can beautifully support you in your healing and your detox. There are postures that are actually detoxifying. So you are directly helping the detox process and speeding up recovery. As you practice mindfully and consciously, you are bringing harmony and optimization in your body, to your body, building the strong immune system. Because, as I said, everything is connected. And then benefits of one bodily system can directly reflect on the other. So apart from the obvious physiological and metabolic processes of practicing yoga, asana, yoga physical work, there is also another beautiful aspect of yoga postures. The postures in yoga actually represent or mimic nature. Yoga postures are named after animals and plants. So, for example, there's a flying dragon, there's a lizard, there's a tree, there's a butterfly, there's a wheel, your backbend, there's a plow, all that. It's around you in the nature. Postures have a meaning that goes beyond simple strengthening and lengthening of your muscles. That gives your physical movement healing properties because they connect you with nature. And if you remember from my first broadcast, I mentioned how our modern life has alienated us from nature. We lost connection. So not being able to express your inner desires. So your soul expression is suppressed, forgotten. And we end up with so many health issues and on very often on medications and various ones. So did you know that yoga and its beginning didn't involve asana practice at all, that physical practice? Swamiji and in were only meditating in caves of Himalayas next to the river Ganga, Mother River Ganga, sacred river. The original context of yoga was spiritual development, to train the body and the mind to self-observe and become aware of their own nature. But yoga tradition changed when Patanjali, the sage from India, compiled Yoga Sutras. And that's the text on yoga theory and practice, which is the most important text and foundation of classical yoga, the yoga that you know today. Through that book and Patanjali work, yoga was introduced to masses rather than just being kept exclusive to sages and mystics. So the ordinary people, so to speak, started practicing yoga, but their bodies needed to be supple enough to sustain hours and hours sitting in meditation. So in a nutshell, physical work in yoga is actually invented so you'd be able to meditate. You'd be able to sit still, meditate, and so-called empty your mind. But it is actually, not emptying your mind actually, because mind is designed to think. It's always present. It's actually freeing your mind, not being attached to anything. When your mind is preoccupied with something, your mind is trapped in that thought process, and mind is not free, to pay attention to something else. It's not free to tap into your subconsciousness, where all your life solutions, life answers actually lie. If you just deep into your subconsciousness, you'll find everything, all solutions to everything. Anyway, if you want to meditate, and you have to sit still contemplating, um, but at the same time your body is hurting, there is no way you think about anything else at that moment but the pain or discomfort that you are going through there and then. So your mind is trapped in your body and is not able to pay attention to anything else. So for example, if you have a joint pain, your whole attention will be on that painful area of your body, and there is no way you can liberate your mind from it and focus on something else. So you see how mind is not free. That is one of the reasons we do physical work in yoga. So you keep you keep your body supple, healthy and happy, so you'd be able to work on your mind and on your consciousness. Also, there is another beautiful thing that yoga physical asana practice is bringing to you, is when you put your body through a challenging postures. For example, child pose, if you stay longer into your child pose. And also when you in challenging postures, you always work towards your edge, but with always a little bit of compassion and acceptance. And that moment, at that particular moment, you're actually building your willpower and determination. So when you step into your everyday life, you're more resilient and you perform better because you have been training your mind by putting your body through challenge to be stronger, not to give up easily, but also nurturing the ability to find comfort in this comfort, so you can grow as a mindful person and as a spirit. And that is taking us actually to chapter of yoga and detox in relation to mind. So you have your body ready, mind is ready to sort of be involved in your action in your yoga practice. And then your body is always talking to you if you just listen. The only way to listen to it is to pay attention to it. That is where meditation comes in. If we manage to quiet the noise in our heads, switch off that chatterbox, we will have chance to actually connect with the body and notice. Connecting with the body means feeling it. And feeling is nothing else but observing sensation. Paying attention to what is body signaling you back as a feedback. And that mind, so the mind and the body are always talking to each other. It's a two-way communication. But you have to allow that communication to flourish. Anyway, so in stressful times, when you stress, the mind can make you sick. So it's the worry and it's the fear and it's all that negative thinking. Mind can make you sick, but also it's the other way around. The body can make the mind sick. Physiology. They are so closely related. That's why meditation plays such an important part in your healing process. You need to stop for a second and observe. Observe how you're feeling, how's energy, what can you do to improve a situation or whatever. How can you train your mind to help your body heal, and then you thrive better. So when you tap into that quietness, you actually start feeling, okay, this is not working, let me fix that part, rather than just guessing. Anyway, all that you won't be able to notice if you're always on a run. Just barely paying attention to the consequences of your daily actions, constantly driving on automatic pilot, which is so easy today. It's taking as a normal now. Anyway, and in that, it is so much more difficult to move from what if to what is. Worry is always a present shadow, because what if is our imagination, while what is, it's actually the reality, which you unfortunately won't be able to notice being always on a run, being always on a go. So let's tap now into another aspect of detox. You know, when you detox, you feel it. Your mood changes. Because when you go through this physical detox, you are detoxing your emotion. You are detoxing emotionally too. You know, um, and knowing what you know now, if you have if you have managed to listen to my previous talk, you'll see that certain biochemical processes are happening in your body while you detox, and they trigger specific hormone reaction, which definitely and with no doubt must influence how you feel, because hormones are messengers. Hormones are going through your body and just sending us signals. So when you detox, those signals kind of change, and you and it reflects on your mood. Your body's physiological reaction play a role in your emotions. There are close relationships between your emotions and your feelings and your body response reactions. They will activate the cardiovascular, skeletal-muscular, neuroendocrine, and autonomic nervous system. You know, they would trigger those points in the body. Throughout the history of science, efforts and discussions, all them aim at understanding comprehensive emotions in relation to the body. And they all focused on the manifestation of emotions through physiological response. Our body organs correspond to different emotions. So it is found that, for example, anger is connected to your liver, happiness with the heart, thoughtfulness with the heart and spleen. Sadness is connected to your heart and lungs. Fear is connected with the kidneys and the heart. Surprise, emotion of surprise is connected with the heart and the gallbladder. And anxiety with the heart and lungs. Notice how interesting this is. Notice how heart is connected to everything. And your heart is a chakra. Your heart chakra or energy center represents love and healing. So notice how in every single emotion there is a heart, and every single internal organ there is this love and healing. Beautiful, isn't it? Anyway, body is electromagnetic field with energy, prana, or life force flowing through it. Same like Earth. Earth has electromagnetic field around it. We are electromagnetic fields. Yoga sees the energetic body through meridians. And there are 16 major meridians in your body. There are many more, but 16 major ones that are passing through your passing internal organs. It can be demonstrated that specific patterns of your bodily sensations are related to relevant emotions. Relationship between emotions and the body is pointing out that there are direct interactions within the body that allow for the experience of emotions to be defined as a mental recognition, but also as well as a feeling sensation in your body. So you have this mind and your body connection, mental recognition, and then feeling sensation in your body. Your organs regulate emotions, and any sickness in any of your internal organs can cause irregular emotional states or mental experiences. So anything that is not working in your body reflects on emotional level and mental level. So in other words, you are acknowledging your feelings that are arising. You're not imagining things. If you feel angry and you're on a detox, on your liver detox, you will feel angry. Frustration is there. Because what happens with the liver as an organ is involved in sending prana upwards during its circulation, and that prana can be recognized as a specific emotion, which is, as I said, in case of liver, is anger. So the major pathway through which prana, your energy, your life force passing, is by breathing, actually. And that beautiful bring us to the another topic of pranayama. Pranayama is the word compressed of two words. Prana, as you already know, is your life force, that's what makes you alive. But also ayama. Ayama means control. So when you join this pranayama, so when you're practicing your breathing techniques or pranayama, you are actually controlling your breath. It's a control of your breath, controlling your prana, your energy, creating breathing patterns for specific outcome of the cleansing of your nadis. And those nadis are your energy channels. You know your nostrils, Ida and Pingula, they are your nadis, they are energy channels. They receive oxygen. There's a pathway that you receive the oxygen. They are nadis. Anyway, but pranayama is your medicine. When you breathe, you are bringing oxygen to your body. And because of oxygen, life is possible. You know, you live because of oxygen.
Did you know that you can go on for 3 weeks without food? You can go 3 days without water, but you can only go 3 minutes without oxygen. Oxygen is your lifeline. So I'm so glad people are awakening to the wonders of breathwork in mainstream yoga practice today. You know, back in London, in my classes, when I was teaching there, I tried to introduce and teach pranayama at the beginning of my class. Yeah, but you know, slowly over the time, the numbers in my class would just slowly drift off, fall off. Anyway, people have found it boring and they thought I wasn't doing yoga. Anyway, and because the gym management is mostly concerned with class numbers, you know, and attendance, so I have to stop including it into my teachings, which is actually, it was actually said, but I'm so glad, you know, people are awakening to this such a beneficial part of your yoga practice, you know, pranayama, breathe. So what exactly happens when you practice pranayama? When you bring oxygen to your body, you stimulate metabolic process, and you oxygenating your body, which reduces inflammation and therefore is helping your immune system. Also, when you practice a certain pranayama techniques, where you, for example, hold the breath for some seconds, for some time, the oxygen the oxygen would actually reach into your pockets of your lungs that normally wouldn't be reached by your normal daily breath. Which your daily breath is usually comes from your chest, and it's a shallow, short breath. So breath, rather than breath encompassing the whole breath pathway from, you know, being beginning and the ending in your hara, in your center of your being, it just comes from your chest, which is shallow and small. So with this, you're expanding your lung capacity and allowing greater volume of oxygen to enter the body, which, as I said, it's good for your metabolic processes, but also it's good for your brain. You know, so with more oxygen, your concentration is better, your focus is better, alertness, cognitive thinking, like intuition, your attention is much improved. And then beside it, practicing pranayama and expanding your lung capacity, you train your lungs to be bigger. So when you return to your normal day, the quality of your breath is much better, you know, deeper and richer, and you can receive, because the lungs are bigger, the volume of oxygen is bigger. You receive more oxygen. So I hope you see how yoga can help in your detox process. I would say it's even more important than removing toxicity out of your environment, although everything is important, so don't listen to this. Your mental, emotional, and spiritual state matters so much in relation to the outcome of your healing. Thoughts and emotions can make you sick, but when you apply yoga teachings, you are certainly on the road, you know, of recovery for a happy and stronger and more vibrant life. So on that note, I'm going to conclude my little lesson here, little talk. So I hope, you know, in this series of 5 talks, you got some value out of what I presented, and you find this interesting. If you do, let's get connected. You can get on my Facebook page or Instagram or YouTube. There's many ways. Social media is everywhere. and or just reach directly to me so we can connect if you have more questions about it. Also, I'm creating masterclass, so hope to see you there in a future in relation to yoga and detox. And in that masterclass, I'm going to talk about how you actually how you approach the detox process. Because in these 5 lectures, I'm talking about what you need to know about the whole yoga and detox relation and all that. But now going into a little bit deeper, addressing it how you can actually do that. Anyway, I hope this was beneficial to you. Thank you for your listening, and have a lovely day. I'm going to love you and leave you at this point, and namaste.